What is slope? Slope is the measure of how steep something is. It is the change in the vertical over the change in the horizontal. We use the symbol delta to represent change. So we can replace this with slope is equal to the change in y over the change in x. It is our rise over our run. Sometimes I like to think of it as you must rise out of bed before you can run. Let's determine the slope from this graph. We are going to change 2 in the vertical direction for every 1 unit of change in the horizontal direction. If we went up 4 units, we would be going over 2 units. So our slope would equal a change in y of 4 over a change in x of 2, which is equivalent to 2. We could also determine our slope from 2 coordinates. Let's take, for example, the coordinate 2, 5. And let's take the coordinate of 4, 9. So our slope, which is also referred to as m, is equal to the change in y over the change in x. Let's say that this is point A and this is point B. Then this coordinate here would be xb, yb, and coordinate A would really be xa, ya. So our change in y would correspond with yb minus ya, or 9 minus 5, and our change in x would be equivalent to xb minus xa, or 4 minus 2, which results in 4 over 2, which is a slope of 2. A line may be written in the form of y equals mx plus b. The equation of this graphed line is y equals 2x plus 1. Let's determine the slope from a table of values. Here we have a change on the right-hand side. From 3 to 5 would be a positive 2. From 5 to 7 would be a positive 2. From 7 to 9 would be a positive 2. And on the left here, our change in x would be an increase of 1. From 2 to 3, an increase of 1. From 3 to 4, an increase of 1. So our change in y was equivalent to 2, and our change in x is equivalent to 1. So once again, that confirms that our slope is equivalent to change in y over change in x, which is equal to 2 over 1, or simplified as 2. In this case, our slope is positive. We have a positive 2. So that means that our line would be rising from the left to the right. It's going uphill from left to right. Let's take a look at a case when our line is going downhill from left to right. Let's take a look at our change in y for every change in x. And in this case, it looks like it is going down 4 and over to the right 2. So m, which is equal to change in y over change in x, is equal to a negative 4 over 2, which is equal to a negative 2. Let's confirm this with taking the slope between 2 coordinate points, B and A. So m is going to equal, once again, change in y over change in x. which is equal to the change in the vertical distance between YB and YA, and the horizontal difference between XB and XA. Let's substitute our values in there. So that would equal 4 over a negative 2, which simplifies to a negative 2, which confirms our graphical approach of dropping down 4 and going to the right 2. In summation, the graph of a line inclining from left to right, in other words, going uphill from left to right, is said to have a positive slope. And a line declining from left to right, in other words, going downhill from left to right, is said to have a negative slope.